Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. Alright, so ultimately, right? There's been a lot of stuff that's been kinda going on. A lot of stuff that's been going on. A lot of it, y'all know how I feel about a lot of different situations, for real, for real. Ultimately though, right? I when I say no to something, I mean no. I mean no to all of that craziness. Y'all do too much. Y'all do too much. That being said, of course, not all readings are gonna resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. That simply means that this reading isn't for you, right? Whether it's a reading with the cards or a read, right? It's not for you. One of the things I will certainly say, right, is I pay attention, and I've been paying attention for a really long time to a lot of different situations and how it was that they developed, transpired, grew, dissipated, whatever, what have you. And ultimately, like in the middle of the night, I got an email, and it's one of those within me receiving the email, it was pertaining to the reading I had done, and I was like, no, I'm not about to come and work for you and go through the exact same shit that I just came out of. If you value me so much, if people have valued me, I recall having a conversation with Money Bird, right? And within me doing so, I said that my family and the people around me didn't see me as valuable. I not ever once have said that I didn't see myself as valuable. They didn't see me as valuable. That's the main reason why I'm not around them, right? And just because they starting to acknowledge the amount of value that I provide, that don't mean that I want to be back the fuck around them. I don't give a shit who it is. No, you all still have connections to those people who didn't value me enough to even pay a damn consultation fee or make an adequate donation to me. So no, I'm not doing nothing right now for nobody. And even when I do feel like doing stuff, I'm not doing it for anyone else. I'm doing it because it's what I want to do. That's period. The other portion of it is, please listen carefully. Don't make me yell at y'all. Okay? Don't make me yell. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how shitty your behavior is, you're not worth me raising my voice that damn much. It's working my nerves. They are truly, truly working my last damn nerve. So there's that portion. The other portion of it though was I had a dream of a light in a water jug, and I was like, huh. Yeah, so in short, it's the enlightenment that would come into place with one's emotions, right? That's that portion. The other part of it, right, would certainly be that literally it'll be a light fixture that, when you look at it, it'll look like a water jug. Last but not least, if you don't have your glasses on, or if a person doesn't have their glasses on, and I'm seeing things through their eyes, they may need to put their glasses on. That's the other thing that I was really getting from that. And then the other one was I went back to sleep, and within me going back to sleep, right? Oh my goodness. Within me going back to sleep, uh, after that, after I made that post, uh, I was looking to see if I could find an adequate picture to illustrate what it was that I was talking about. And then I noticed that all of the pictures that I deleted came back from all these other people. And it was one of those, and then I kept hearing the song, I Need You, right? You need me. And it's one of those, okay, but where were you when I needed you? Where were you when I needed you? Now, that can go on a lot of different levels when it comes to your life purpose. Where were you and what were you doing when you should have been walking in your life purpose? Where were you and what should you have been doing when it comes to actually checking on the real strong friend? Because when I would tell people, uh, quite a few different people, what it was that was actually going on, they did the bargaining portion of grief, the 5 to 7 stages of grief. They wanted to do the either the bargaining, or a lot of people were in the denial stage. They wouldn't even listen to what it was I was saying. And then the other portion of it was, well, I'll give you this little bit, and then that should sustain you. And it's one of those, giving a person a maximum of $75 over 4 years, and them being the reason why your career has propelled is not adequate, like at all. But it was one of those, you know what? That's why again I say, you know what? I'm not gonna deal with all that. I'm gonna leave well enough the fuck alone in that situation. The other portion of it is, people have a tendency to really want access to you after they've done you wrong, and you've forgiven them. When I said I forgave people, I meant that. I do forgive you. But I also learned my lesson not to let anyone that had access like that to me before have access like that to me now. That's that part. The other portion of it, no, I won't be. The readings I do will have a political aspect to them because I know how to read politics and policy through tarot. And same thing that goes in regards to police matters, romance, business, because that's what I know how to do. So of course I'm going to do that. What you should do is make a donation of some sort. My cash app is $ 5th degree, capital D, Burns, capital B. I would prefer for you to make a donation before I would even ever acknowledge that you would send me an email inviting me to come and do anything. I don't give a fuck if it's Diamond Divas. I don't care if it's Corey Bush. I don't care if it's Tashara Jones. Do I have an issue with either one of those ladies in totality? A little bit, because they supported the organizations that were doing a lot of fuck shit towards me. However, I also understand uh, that it was a lot of stuff that I heard in regards to plots and plans and schemes and shit in regards to Corey Bush and Tashara Jones. And that made me real leery. That's the other reason why it's like, nah, I'm not showing up. If your appearance is dependent upon me showing up, that's another reason why I'm not going to show up, because I know the actual danger that they are in and the attacks that was plotted and planned on them. And I'm not going to, it don't matter if I'm the chosen one. Y'all knew I was the chosen one when y'all was doing all this other shit. So don't say, oh, now it's your turn to show. No, it's not my turn to show up. I showed up before you all did. See, there was a lot going on before Ferguson ever fucking happened. There was a lot of strides that were taken before Ferguson that made it even possible for you all to show up at Ferguson. Regardless of how old you are, I've been in the game a hell of a lot longer. And I don't believe in taking an office with what me knowing my life purpose is. Me taking an office is going to invoke change. No, that's not for me. That's somebody else's life purpose. That's somebody else's shit. I don't want to switch and swap out with you motherfuckers. I'm perfectly happy with what it is I got going on. That's that part. The other thing was, uh, now because a lot of people feel like, like they have to have an explanation behind the no. I had already said no, and that's what really pissed me off. 10-10 when I say that. That's what really pissed me off about predatory invitations. That's realistically what it is. Oh, well, we couldn't get her out, but maybe you can. Yeah, people, in short, you let somebody set you up to get cussed the fuck out when I had already sent reply emails telling and saying stop, no, I'll pass, I can't do that. And then you sent another one. That's that dumb shit that Makisha did. And she wants to say, well, you can just unsubscribe, or bitch, you could do your motherfucking job on your end and take me off of your email list. It's not difficult. And then the other portion of it that was bothersome to me when I was looking back through my pictures is they would send me as a BCC, meaning nobody else would know that I was receiving this email. And it's one of those, so y'all being sneaky. So you can't let nobody know for real that you invited me or you wanted me to be there. If that ain't a setup for failure, I don't know what the fuck is. So that's that portion. The other part of it, no, because that happened with Diamond Diva. That used to happen a lot with Freedom Community Center. That also used to happen a lot with Mission St. Louis. And it just happened with Cori Bush. And it was one of those, yeah, whoever they got representing is one of those, you bitches obviously don't know me very well. Because in that regard, I don't deny that me and Cori Bush would have spiritual connection outside of Corey Wright. But no means no. No means no. And just because, and actually it's not even just because Cori Bush will have access to a lot of information in regards to knowing how long and validating how long I've been in the game. Like, period. So would Shaheed. In short, motherfuckers know I've been in this shit for a while. On the activist side, I'm tired of it. I've been doing this shit for 20 years. I ain't made no headway with you all. Have gotten no respect, and it's because of my age, not because of my actions, not because of what I've done. Same shit was that's the other one. Same shit was happening with Action St. Louis and Kayla Renee's smart ass mouth. I already know what I got to do for all these different situations to finish closing that out. But when I say no, I'm not showing up for y'all because none of you all showed up for me. A lot of people lied to me about a lot of things. First thing that I was lied about or lied to about was housing. Diamond Divas put on this whole big show and illusion while we were in Forest Park and presentation that they were gonna, that I was supposed to be a part of a housing placement program and all this other shit. Never seen it. Instead, it was me going to they little, what they call it, they therapy sessions on Zoom, and then having to chase off a whole bunch of weird bitches out of that were abusing the whole domestic violence situation. Because they wanted to play a whole bunch of games and shit, and they were linked to Lethal and Kaylee Nim. And me even saying those people's names made them leave out of there. If they're under attack, welcome. Now you know exactly how I feel. And then even after that, the pompous attitude that came with offering a job, and it's one of those, the job you want me to have, I can't take that one. I can take this one though. And then they didn't even give me the one that I wanted. And did not consult me on, or not consult me, and did not provide any type of compensation. You giving me 2 care bags when I did the work to ensure that you can get enough materials for 20,000, don't fucking play with me. Don't play with me. Again, I know my worth. I knew my worth then. And that's why I stopped attending different functions, because I saw who they started partnering with. And it was one of those, okay, now you're into the entertainment aspect of domestic violence. By all means, do that. Same thing that happened with music at the intersection. In short, everybody didn't have the opportunity. Y'all didn't have y'all fun. Y'all have had y'all fun. Y'all been doing what y'all do. Now you can either get to work, do the actual spirit work for it for yourself and on your damn self. Because I have my shit that I have to do that benefits you. And a lot of these different conflicts make me not want to, not, it takes me too long to get in the proper headspace in order to do my job. Y'all are like a ratchet spouse. You are. In short, it's like I've encountered a lot of women who act like the men it was that I did away with. And they have knowledge of the men it is that I did away with, and they still act like them, thinking that I'm going to want to deal with them because they have a pussy. No, I'm going to definitely not deal with you because you're full of shit. I had already told Brandy how I felt about the situation. So anybody calling themselves trying to reach out to me from Diamond Divas, Brandy should have stopped that shit. That's the problem that I have with the leadership, with every one of these different situations. Any person that can speak, you motherfuckers don't speak on my behalf. You want to speak on my behalf. You want or not, yeah, you want to be my quote unquote representative with light work ain't light work. You want my path. You want my destiny. You want my purpose, but you can't speak up when a motherfucker is fucking with me. There is no allegations. This is fact of what it was that happened, or the lack thereof. Each one of those organizations, except for Action St. Louis, each one of those organizations promised to help me with housing. Neither one of them motherfuckers did because they got jealous. They don't want to ask questions or answer questions about their personal life. Don't fuck with them. That's not complicated. That's simple. That's real simple. So there's that portion. The other thing, right? That I noticed that was going on. I definitely recall saying and being in agreement with there being the alignment of black women. Sit y'all asses the fuck down. Find your life purpose. Stop doing the work for too many other people. In that regard, it's just one of those. If it's your life purpose to be political and everything, you understand that that's your life purpose. I will support you with my vote and on the energetic level, but I will not support you with my presence. In short, the same thing that was done to me when I cried out and I said I needed help, and there was all this shit going on with my kids based out of what it was that was being put in media and propaganda and on social media, and the impact that it was having when lawyers and shit was sent then. Take me meditating and ensuring that people show up for you as the same thing. In short, you forgot that I'm on the same level as you. I helped you get where you are. You didn't help me get where I was. I supported you in getting to where you are. You didn't support me with where I am, which is fine. I'm okay with it. But don't keep pushing my buttons, because y'all know I have no problem at all with cutting that ass off. As a matter of fact, I know I'm going to have to, because I've asked several times not to be contacted again because you're distracting me. I provide no distraction for you. I support you. You don't support me. Please remember that. Because this is something that keeps happening on a regular fucking basis. And I keep telling you, stop. And you don't want to listen. So, there's that portion. The other part, religious affiliation. If you have a problem with my religious affiliation, then you don't need to reach out to me for shit. And I mean that. I mean it. You don't need to reach out for me for shit. Don't watch my videos to get insights on the different amendments, on business, on none of that. If you have a problem, if you are under that much duress or distress because of what it is I do, again, welcome. Because I had to walk that shit down by my damn self. I didn't have a crowd of people. I didn't have a team of people helping me with anything other than taking my ideas and taking credit for the ideas and then playing like I don't exist. So there's that portion. The other thing, right? Oh my word. The other thing. The dream it was that I had, right? And I know this is going to be dealing with, I guess you could say, the correlations or similarities that will come with Libra, Taurus and Libra, and Scorpio, right? I'm basing this off of the sun signs only of these individuals. And ultimately, in the dream it was that I saw Senior, but his hair was, he was balding and all this other shit. But the way it started was Michelle, his mother. I know she's definitely dead. And then Dana, he had put on weight or whatever, what have you. And then Senior, it's like they went to go do something in the back of a space. And then Senior, he was sitting at the table and he was talking to me. And the way he was talking to me, he was like, I'm a granddad now and all this other shit. And I was like, what the? Yeah, because I looked at him and I was like, motherfucker. Yeah, and then I popped the hell off. Or whoever it is in that situation, popped the hell off. Within me doing so, right, I ended up putting my finger over his third eye, right? In short, it's one of those. Is what I'm getting from it is this waking up type of situation, that will come into place. And what ended up happening was he had no, I beat his ass. I did, y'all. Oh my goodness, I beat his ass like some fucking fierce. And then I heard, I don't know who it, or in this conversation, the position it was that I was playing was Michelle had said, you could have just asked him for $5. And it was one of those, and it was one of those, I said, this bitch owed me $900 a month. He owes me 900, right? And you want me to ask him for 5? No, right? And so what ended up taking place in that, because after I finished fucking him up, because it was like, and sure, let me finish that. And then afterward, because ultimately what I'm getting from it is motherfuckers keep trying to reconnect to me because we have children. Sir, I owe you no emotional or no other connection. Of course, they have a lot of great memories of me. Also include what they did in those great memories. In short, they never were good to me. Senior wasn't good to me even before I got food stamps and had to go to government assistance. He was the reason why I ended up going to government assistance. Fun fact, story time. Since we want to get into it, I remember calling and asking Senior because I knew he was working, right? And I figured, okay, since he didn't want me in the house with him because then he couldn't talk to, I think the chick's name was Tayon, or it was some chick that when he was working at the copy place, right? He was flirting a lot with her, and she ended up calling the house. And when she called the house, she wanted to, try to play on the phone or whatever. So I finally called her back, and I was like, what exactly is your relationship with him? And she was like, well, you got to ask him. It's one of those, okay. And I'm thinking in my head, bitch, you called my house where I have to pay bills, cook food, and deal with his motherfucking mouth. That's what I'm thinking. But I said, okay, you know what? We're gonna leave that alone. I ended up telling him about it. He went into this big ass fucking uproar, right? Complaining about me being insecure and all this other shit. Come to find out, he was really flirting with this woman. Gave her the number like he lived there by himself. Okay, like I was not important. In short, like I was null and void. I ain't mean shit. At the same time that all of that was happening, I had just started back working out because I had just had our first child. And he was going out with his friend Brandon, and he was trying to flirt with my friend Donisha. Okay, so, and got upset because a male friend of mine came to check on me and bring me some. He brought me something for Tunk as congratulations, on making it through having your baby, right? Because I could have died 3 times already. Could have died. Even with cesarean sections, same shit happens. So I almost died twice for his motherfucking ass, once for the other asshole, and it didn't end well. In short, I'm thinking my brain is possibly processing, or not processing through it. It's anchoring exactly what it is that happened in those different situations. So it's that. The other part of it, right? Um, After he ultimately started talking to somebody over the internet. He did that while we were at the apartment. He started that relationship with Heather while we were at the apartment together during that transition time. He think I don't know about that, but I remember hearing him talk about it. I don't know if he was talking about it with Brandon or anybody and how he met this girl and all this other shit. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay. He he outside a whole lot more than I am. I just want to go to school. I don't want to fucking work at Jack in the Box for the rest of my motherfucking life. I want to go to school, right? He got mad at me because I wanted to go to school and because we took the ACT test and I scored higher than him. In any event, as time progressed, I ended up moving back in with my mom and my sisters, okay? And within me moving back in with my mom and my sisters, I called him and I asked him if he could get some Pampers for Tom. He was a baby at the time. And his response was, "You living there with your mom and them. Shouldn't they be able to buy him Pampers?" And it was one of those, and I said it, and it came off docile, but the fact that I said it was what was important. And that be the part that a lot of people be fucking up and missing. You wait until a person is cussing you the fuck out until your ass getting whooped before you actually hear it. What I said was, I didn't have a baby with my mama or my sisters. I had one with you. You didn't want me at the apartment. Can you buy the Pampers or not? Ever since then, oh, he popped the fuck off. Ever since then, he's been nasty. He's been very trifling, very debilitating. I don't give a fuck if Heather did spell work. I don't care. Because she wouldn't have been able to get in and do that if he hadn't already either fed her that information, A, or B, he didn't feel that way. In short, he showed me how he really felt about the situation. And then turned around, tried to make up for it, smooth it over, and invited me to his cousin's house. Okay? Now, his cousin didn't have air conditioning or nothing. The Wallace side. They didn't have air conditioning, and it was a fan, right? He had a bowl of ice, and he put a fan in front of it, and that was the cooling system. We were intimate. I ended up getting pregnant with Jacoby. Opposed to him telling me, and then at the time I didn't even know I was pregnant. But then he had went out of town. He told me he was going out of town to audition in Atlanta. Come to find out, his mama told him to tell me that. While he went to Idaho to be with Heather. He stayed there for a month, and then he came back to St. Louis and tried to dap me up. Like we didn't just have sex before he left. They let me know it was some bullshit going on. I was like, nope, you're not doing that again. When I found out I was pregnant, I told him about it. This was before him and Heather got married. Okay? So don't fuck up the timelines. Get the timeline and the time frame correct. This is before him and Heather got married. After, literally, the night of their wedding, which would have been the 1 year anniversary of our wedding, he calls me to see how, quote unquote, see how I'm doing and check on the babies. A week later, his mother comes and tells me that he's married. And she was like, she was just like, Janet, I can't hold this in. I can't tell you. I can't just let this go. Darnell is married. What? When I tell you I broke down, he had already broke my heart. He don't get an opportunity to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. He had already been threatening to take the kids away from me. Even then, my whole thing was, you didn't take the kids with your ass to fucking Idaho. You think you getting married is going to change the fact that you're an absent parent? That didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to any person I told. But for whatever reason, things developed the way that they did. And I ended up having to depend on him because, again, Michelle, that fucking Libra. This is the reason why I be having difficulty and I be feeling some type of way if I even see Libra anywhere. Like, I have no idea how much inner work I had to do with knowing that I have Libra essence in me, my damn self, in a lot of different spaces. I had to do a lot of inner work because the Libras that were around me have always been shit starters. They've never been fair. And they've always played a shitload of fucking games with me. So it's that. And it was because they needed some enjoyment and entertainment. Over the years, I did call and talk to Michelle. I was like, you need to talk to your son because he's harassing me. Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that, bitch, but you didn't have no problem with coming and bringing me the bullshit. And Michelle is the reason why Heather was under the impression that I would be crazy and all this other shit. Mind you, Heather has always call herself trying to roll up on me like she big pimping and shit because she fucking him. And it's one of those, these my kids though. Y'all ain't been around because y'all keep playing games. And when they do come around, Yeah, it's after a whole bunch of bullshit would have happened to him. Behind them playing games with me. Again, no thank you. I genuinely want things to be done right with that child support situation. If it don't happen, and I'm gonna feel some type of way, but I need my justice for that because too many people participated in that bullshit. So there's that. All for the stifle theatrics. Okay? So there's that portion. The other part of it, right? Um, and the other dream it was that I had, right? It was like back when I was a teenager, right? And I was with Bullock. Um, Ultimately, him getting me pregnant and leaving me was like his get back at my cousin Fred for fucking his mama. Like him crashing Fred's car wasn't enough. Getting me pregnant, leaving me, then stealing from me, and all this other shit. That was like his get back. And it was one of those, damn, nigga, I didn't do shit to you. I've always been supportive of you. Whenever you needed somebody, I've been there for you. I've been that listening ear. And you think it's okay for you to do this to me. Now, whatever relationship he had with George, because they like to circulate going in and out of jail. Once George was in jail, Charles was getting out. Once Charles was going in, George was getting out. And then he liked to talk a whole bunch of shit with George about basically how much better of a woman I was or how good of a woman I was because George, his friend, was lusting after me. It was one of those, I don't fucking like him. And I let it be known, it's like, nah, now, dude, I don't like you. I don't want to talk to you at all. I don't want to talk to you. I ain't got shit to say to you. In short, I've dealt with a lot of people who try to do that loyalty test shit on me when they really need to be understanding what type of loyalty they have. Like, period. Because I'm not the one who's really being tested when you do those loyalty tests. You are. That's your faith being tested. And whether your intuition being tested. So do with that what you will. No, I'm not gonna be friends with any of them people no more. I said no. I said no. I'm good. Because they trying to keep me in St. Louis. A lot of the next stuff it is that I'm supposed to do ain't in St. Louis. You took my name and reputation and you ruined it in St. Louis. Intentionally ruined it in St. Louis and perpetrated in St. Louis. But in other parts of the United States, people are like, nah, that's not who she is. I don't care what you say. I'm going to go where I'm wanted. Fuck where I'm needed right now. I need me here. When I'm here, I need me. If it ain't my fucking kids, or if it ain't my kids, in this regard, fuck you. Hell no. I gotta feed me. I'm the one who gotta make sure that I get up and get out every day that I need food and I go and get it. Don't nobody bring me shit. Wasn't nobody bringing me shit even when they was doing the shit to me. I was genuinely put under the duress and distress of I don't work, I don't eat. You not helping me change that by me coming to your functions and your events. That's still me doing work. And you're not paying me to come. So the answer is no. I will not be taking no bullshit half stepping ass leadership role when you want me to command everything. Get the fuck out of here. No, you will not dim my light to make you feel better. And I said what I said. No, I will not be going to the No Kings protest. You can. That's what you need to do. I've done enough protesting. I've secured perimeters for you. The perimeter is secure. I even have to do work because God has told me I have to do it. I don't give a fuck what you say. You don't run shit. And you for damn sure don't run me. So when I said no, I meant no. That's that part. The other portion. Basically a lot of the stuff, it was those dreams. They were trying to go back to the childhood aspect. Me and Senior realistically did not ever have a good childhood together. After that, after I want to say the age of 12, and he ripped up that flower that he gave to me. After he ripped up that flower, it was one of those, oh my goodness, I don't think this is a good idea. But everybody at the church was like, nah, y'all should be together. Even when he going around fucking every other female that he can. I don't like sharing dick. It's very unhealthy. Hell, I even make sure my dildo is clean every time I use it. So, do with that what you will. The other parts, right? Same thing with, in short, because I keep getting a bunch of hoe ass men. They real whorish and they don't smell well. And I've always had a very good, keen sense of smell. And it has nothing to do with me being pregnant. Because you have to have sex with a person in 3D in order to get pregnant with a child. Have I gotten pregnant with a lot of different ideas? Absolutely. Do that on a very regular basis. You hear me? But pregnancy with a child, no. That's that part. The other portion of it, I said it in the last video. I'll say it in this one too. I don't want to have children with Corey Wright. For what? Ew. No. When I was in that essence of being willing to do so, he treated me like shit every time he saw me in 3D. But as soon as his ass left, he made damn sure he was peeping and creeping and profile stalking and all this other shit. So when I say no, I mean no. Hell, if he just chill the fuck out, he'll be able to get a boy with all the women he fucking as is. Stop trying to think about me. That's not complicated. That's simple. I don't want you. I said that several times already over the years. This is not like it's not information that he's not aware of. So there's that. The other thing was I keep hearing and getting all these different messages of abundance and all this other stuff. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Because it ain't came to me. And I'm more than sure, because motherfuckers like rerouting my shit to somebody else. And then when I put in a video, I ain't get something. They'd be like, but I gave it to. You didn't give it to me. I tell people to send things to my Cash App so that there's a running record for your benefit and mine. See, if I got the receipts of it, I can't lie and say, nah, I didn't get that. Or if I get the cash in my hand, but you all don't have that as an option to give me cash in hand because you've already fucked it up. So you have to do it the way I told you to. Mind you, the only time that people start really coming around me a whole lot is when they want some money or when they want my support. 44 when I said that, but you don't support me in anything that I do. You just benefit off of what I do. Make that make sense. You can. Common sense is They done made a pill for everything else except for common sense. That being said, nah, nothing got fixed. That was supposed to. Shit is still fucked up. Me hearing about, oh, it'll happen on this day or that day, or it's happening in this time frame or that time frame, and then it don't happen, I'll be like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not upset. That's why I take care of me, because I know I'm not the only person who will be watching it. It's one of those, oh, okay, I thought that would resonate for me, but it's not. Okay, well, it is what it is. What's my next step? What's the next step I need to make? Queen of Cups. So some of this is gonna be about the income and the alchemicalization. It'll be about the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, doing and feeling love. And that's something that fucks with me a lot. Why y'all always think that giving a person money isn't love? That is craziness to me. Because you motherfuckers ask for it, y'all be so, yeah, I'm talking about the manipulation portion. Because with me saying alchemicalization, it's gonna be about it came in a reverse. And this is in the knowing more of there being manipulations. In short, it was known that manipulations were taking place. That people were manipulating it. And that they weren't intuitive. I was. They aren't. Tracy Stanton, her lying ass. Lying thieving ass. Oh my God. Tried to give that girl so many different chances to fix that shit, and she just did not listen. Prince of Cups. So this is all cup shit. Offering the small offer of intimacy, friendship, walking away with the influence of movement. And then there being victory. I was hearing a lot of sirens. I don't know what that would have necessarily been about. Yeah, because it wasn't in my immediate area, so it would have been whoever essence I guess I would have been in, or they would have been trying to conjure my ass up or whatever. Yeah, it was one of those. There must be a lot of stuff that's going on. That's not my problem though. That's not my problem to fix. I'm not fixing shit else. I don't give not directly in that regard. I have my orders on what it is that I'm supposed to fix. Those orders I won't disobey. But you motherfuckers individually, y'all like playing games. Y'all like playing spiritual games. Then there being the enlightenment of one being empowered. And how the sun would be something that would relieve the burdens. Yeah, no, oh, no. Yeah, because the reality of the situation is, it's been my son. My son helps me. My kid's father, they don't do shit. They don't do shit. They didn't take care of their kids. That's the reason why I do what I do for my kids. To ensure that they don't have to carry the burdens of their fathers. Because they fathers, I didn't know they wouldn't shit. And when it didn't start off that way, y'all. I bullshit you not. They started off at the very beginning of the shit. They started off pretty good. Then after a while, they just went fucking haywire. And it was one of those, who you been fucking? Because I know that's not my energy at all. That's how I could tell when they was cheating. I could feel it when they did it. So it's that part. the other portion of it, right? With there being expansion, knowing more about there being an expansion, knowing over the course of 3 years, and then knowing more in regards to the situations of commitment and what constitutes as commitment or being committed. In the enlightenment and movement aspect, there being a tower moment or a major upheaval in the work of a magician. And what it is that the upheaval is that would have come over the course of 8 years with what it is that will be communicated and manifested. That while in regards to there being an expansion and how ultimately what this is, yeah, it's saying expansion, but what it's giving is how a person would, with the whole stifle aspect, yeah, how it would be expected for more people to stifle. Y'all so stupid. Promise you, y'all stupid. Do I want to do the imprint? Yeah, because ain't nobody finna be in no damn keep a spiritual contract with a person who wants some bullshit. No. Mm-mm. Yeah, you cool with you cool with whoever you cool with, have a baby with them. Please don't. Yeah, cause that's the reason why when it came to doing love readings and shit like that, I was kind of feeling some type. I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I should do no love readings, cause those don't really end well for me. All right, and then there being the imprint of one not having movement. Also, one not having movement, some not being removed. Yeah, how a person wouldn't want somebody to move. Okay, one of the things I'm gonna go ahead and say in regards to this, because what some of it that will be going on is and Mark Twain, one of the manipulations it is they'll have, because her name is Keisha. It's Keisha as well, but it's spelled like Keith. Right? S-A at the end. They used to listen to my readings and benefit a lot off of me. But every week they would send me a basically they'd be telling me that I would have to leave if I didn't pay a certain amount by a certain amount. But you benefiting off of me. And you benefited off of me already. And they stole the $20 that was put on there. So when it's all said and done, yeah, that was never really applied to my account. So it was one of those, yeah, motherfuckers just owe me money every damn word. That's the real reason why people are surprised that I'm even fucking alive. And it's just one of those, hell, it is what it is. And then there being the influence of the Empress, or the influence of what it is for one to be fruitful within not manifesting. And the incoming, some of this is going to be about Mercury retrograde. A lot of this stuff was talked about and discussed before Mercury went retrograde. So now that Mercury is retrograde, it's not going to change anything. Bringing back the old essence or the old energy don't mean shit. Other than whoever it is in an embodiment of it now, it's a precursor to be like, you know what, I can't fuck with you. You full of shit. So it's that part. The other portion of it is palmistry, right? Paying attention to what palmistry is and what will be going on wouldn't have been the imprint of what it is that wouldn't have been manifested within one being indirect. That's part of it, and within one being negative. And yeah, within one not being a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Yeah, the sun sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It's sort of, yeah, that's what I mean by, I told y'all about sun, I did lessons on sun, moon, rising, and north. And the reality is, if you would have just did right, it doesn't matter what is being called out. If a motherfucker was to just do right, you wouldn't have to worry about watching no fucking tarot read every 5 damn minutes, because that's not your life purpose. See, what I do, you can't do. So there's that portion. The other part of it is the disappointment that would have come into place. With one being left out in the cold. With one not asking for help. And not being cold, not being left out in the cold, not asking for assistance, not shifting one's no, because some of it is about shifting a disability. Okay? But not shifting one's stability. Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm not helping y'all manifest nothing else. You should have did what you needed to do with what the fuck it was I gave you for 7 years. And you should have did right by me. So no, I don't have to help you. What's wrong with you? Weirdos. The other portion of it is the Fifth Amendment. The one's right not to incriminate themselves, right? But when you just doing the right thing, that's not, and fixing whatever it is you need to fix, that's not self-incriminating, you fucking idiot. And the reality is, God saw it. It don't matter if the police, detectives, or any of them saw it. God saw it. You should be more afraid of what he'll do to you than what any man can do to you. Or woman. But you're not. So, it is what it is. You gotta put his people in place. And on top of that, what's coming to me is when I was working at Delmar Gardens, King of Pentacles reversed. I'll read the incoming stuff for it, but the King of Pentacles reversed, right? One not being stable. Financially stable, and what it is for a person not to be a King of Pentacles. Not to really have no money, right? Yeah, the whole fleeting thoughts aspect. But in any event, with shifting the stability and stuff. No, here's the deal. I shouldn't have to ask you for help. You asking me for help on an energetic level. In totality, I'm already doing what's going to help you. You're not doing what you need to do to help me. To no capacity. So since you're not doing what you need to do to help me, I don't have an obligation any longer to help you. I fulfilled my obligations under the guise of you all believing that I was karmic and I was a whore when I'm literally locked up when I was literally locked up in a fucking house. And for a motherfucker to claim that they was so in love with me or so in love at the time. Yeah, this is the reason why I be like, y'all so full of shit. It's ridiculous. Shut the fuck up. Sit your bitch ass down. Shut your bitch ass up. A lot of them really need to do that. I don't give a fuck who it is. Have a seat of several. I'm always making sure I can sit down when I need to. I'm tired of standing up for you motherfuckers. You didn't stand up for me. I can't stand up for you. You're going to have to do it on your own. So there's that portion. The other portion of it is the imprint of reciprocation being complete within one's indirectness. That's that part. Yeah, I did what I heard you did what you were supposed to do for everybody already. I did do everything I was supposed to do for everybody already. Several times over. Several times over. I even made sure I put a little extra on the energetic level directly towards them because on their behalf with the universe. That's the reason I would say that. That's the reason why they getting fucked up so bad. Cause see, they thought I was just doing the prosperity shit and the healing shit. Nah, I was paying for shit on your behalf. And it's because I have God consciousness about this whole situation. And I told y'all a long time ago, I'm not Jesus. I'm not dying for you bitches. And when it comes to living for you, that means I'm going to live and walk in my purpose and do things that way. That don't mean that I'm going to be interacting with people because you all upset me entirely too much on a very regular basis. And considering all of the imprisonment spells and shit, no. I won't give you bitches the satisfaction of that win. Hell no. And I'm not going to ask you for help. You know you owe me. Again, you're acting like the racist people that you despise so much. Black people, in regards to me, have been acting that way. You can't claim you want reparations, but then you don't pay the person who's giving you insight on how to execute things so that it's more plausible and easier for you to get it. That's why I work by my damn self. That's why I don't work with nobody. Like, to no capacity. And in addition to that, I find it really ironic that everything manifested in the physical for other people that I did, but it took for me to have to, for lack of better phrasing, beg Corey Wright ass through them fucking text messages that I know you bitches saw before I could even get $20. That's all that nigga ever gave me, and that was because he returned the money for the ticket I got from him. That's not you giving me money on a night that he ended up talking shit to everybody about me. Don't think I don't know what it was that happened. That's what let me know. Negro, you don't want me. If you getting your ass handed to you, that's not my fault. You did it to yourself. You broke your own heart. You kicking your own ass. You better make a fucking payment plan. The hell? Anyway. Outside of that. Yeah, cause now they're racking up a whole new debt. Now you racking up a whole nother set of debt. And I'm not going to pay it off this time. You are. I'm not saving nobody. My children are adults. So they know how to do what they need to for themselves. Except for my baby girl. But she's in a space where they know how to do for themselves. And they know what it is that I'm doing. So they're not pressuring me a whole lot right now. But I still have that as a responsibility. In short, you bitches forgot that I had kids. You forgot that I was a mother. You think that I'm supposed to put your motherhood over mine? No, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. Y'all acting like them damn, it's a law on the books where a white woman is allotted killing a black child because of what constitutes a slave rage. And it's okay. That's what you acting like. So in any event, but it must have been a 6-year cycle that would have come to an end too. Damn, what was you bitches doing? Yeah, within there being this whole the world aspect and one not being a queen of swords, and how reciprocation in the reciprocation being complete, there's this negative aspect. No, because what they not paying attention to is if this is yeah, if this is pertaining to what I'm thinking, yeah, it's one of those you got to be negative, you got to be cussing, you got to be doing all this in order to receive this. And it's one of those, no, no one has to do all that. That's that part. The other portion of it is money having its own vibration, and when you're sensitive to finances, I just heard, damn, ain't nobody gonna get nothing from you. I did the energetic work, so you're getting a lot from me. Actually, you getting a hell of a lot from me because you don't know how to cleanse your essence, and you don't know how to cleanse the essence of masses. You don't see what it is I see. You got a hell of a lot more out of it than I ever would, even if you pay me. I lighten your load. Ultimately, knowing with the enlightenment, you knowing that I relieve some burdens. And in the enlightenment, there being a tower moment of the work of the magician and of the magician or of a magician. I heard mage. Okay, that's a female magician. Wish fulfillment, 9 months. The spirit, the spirit of a wish fulfillment is what that's given in the spiritual contract. Within there being a paycheck, an inheritance over the course of 10 years and tenured to show how a person would be tenured. And then there being the burdens. So this that 10-10. So that's the ending portion of it. The burdens of healing. And how the burden of healing is a lot. One of the other things it is that was being shown to me in the discussions. One of the other things it was that was coming up to me a whole lot was because I had the dreams I have typically are fairly literal. But the different women who would have been, or the different women and people who would have been assigned back in the day as priests and priestesses who would have gone through that situation or that initiation, and they would have had birthmarks or beauty marks, and they would have been casted away because they have birthmarks and beauty marks. Yeah, and they realistically that would have been the birthmark or the beauty mark was an indicator of them being an actual person born for that. But yeah, but the misinterpretation that would have come and the control factor of it. In short, how long it's been going on that a person would have been put out of their life purpose by a community that wanted to stay in control. So it's that. But yeah, so in the spiritual contract or in the wish fulfillment of an inheritance paycheck and the burden of discussions and talking and anxiety and night terrors. And it not being a world that would have been created within one not communicating the decision and there being an offer. With King of Pentacles, being a King of Pentacles on the upright and coming in with clarity. Oh, this is good. Damn. Coming in with clarity and the directness of one having movement in regards to being a lover and walking in their truth. Okay. Yeah, that's what the whole what would constitute as a world that would have been created. And then there being celebrations. Part of this is gonna be about celebrations. The other part of this is gonna be about third party situations. For the business aspect, the third party situation. For the romantic aspect, this is going to depend on family. I'm family therapist. That's part of it, or relationship therapists and things of that nature. In short, seek therapy in regards to one's emotional stability, and how one would have utilized, huh? No, because that's gonna be talking about one of the another situation it was that would have come into place when I was donating plasma. There was a gentleman uh who ultimately, yeah, he liked to stick me twice. Whenever he was working, I always would get stuck twice. Whenever he wasn't working, it would be fine the first time. So it's that part. The other portion of it is within the whole world that would be created and one not communicating, being stuck. No, because being stuck or delayed. Okay, one of the things I will say is when you're in the communications portion, in the celebrations, whatever, what have you. One of the things that people have a tendency to in third part or being stuck in a third party situation. The discussions of being stuck in a third party situation. Some of it'll be about being stuck in therapy. Oh, is this about no? Because all of the old stuff that's coming up is all of the different times that I've proven myself, not only to him but to everybody around him. Uh, that Corey, AKA the dude I texted too damn much, he would be in therapy and I would be responding to the therapist and the different situations it was that would be going on, whether it be through me texting or it be, yeah, so doctors have even known. Everybody fucking knew. This shit wasn't, yeah. This, yeah, so it's one of those, no, this can't, no, bitch, you knew. And you knew what you were doing was wrong, and you knew I wasn't fucking crazy. And you still played those games. So that's that portion. The other portion of it is the alchemicalization of it all, of knowing about the different manipulations and things of that nature that will come into place. Yeah, with me even going to work and getting a job. So I had to create one of my own. And it's not generating no damn income. The fuck? But everybody want to make sure, oh no, I'm just worried. You bitch, you're not worried about me. If you were worried about me, you just pay me. How about that? That's not complicated, that's simple. So it's that part. The other portion, I'm hearing gift. I gifted you paying things on your behalf. What happened to my gifts in regards to when I pay for things on my own behalf and I put things out there for myself? What happened to that though? What happened to that though? That's what got stolen, was my manifestations and my shit. And then when I started working, thankfully, I was able to start working at Delmar Gardens. I actually liked working there. You bitches came in there and you played fucking games with me. And I ended up having to leave that job. Because you came in my shit. I have not ever attended a Black Men Build forum. Never have I shown up to their job or to their place of employment. It was wrong and it was rude because the intent behind it would be that I would have a fight with them. But he showed up to my shit. Ensure he crossed the fucking line. And you supported him in crossing that line. So since you supported him in crossing that line, support him in that ass whooping. Encourage him then too. Damn saying he arrogant, because that means you were arrogant too. His behavior is a direct reflection of what you encouraged in him. Because he knows I told him when he wasn't being fair. He knows I told him when I needed help. And conveniently, those messages didn't go out to the masses. Y'all didn't see none of that shit. Y'all didn't see none of those text messages though. Or what you did was you turned a blind eye to it and was like, oh, he'll get it. He'll take care of it. You didn't feel that you had no responsibility too, but you had a responsibility to read all that shit. Get the fuck out of here. You kiss my ass and call me Peaches tomorrow. The fuck? No. You fucking weirdos. And then you wonder why I cuss so goddamn much. I'm gonna tell y'all like I told another young woman. You can't do a whole bunch of fuck shit and dumb shit and then expect for a person not to be mad at you. And it would continuously be like, oh, well, I forgave you, so that means that we can be friends again. No, bitch, we won't ever be friends again. It'll never be the same. So since it won't be the same as it was then, you have an option of adjusting to the boundaries that are put on you now. Or not adjusting to the boundaries that are put upon you now and getting your ass whooped when you cross them. And getting cussed the fuck out when you cross them. The exact same situation keeps happening over and over again. I set the boundary nicely. I tell you what I like. Or a person will tell you what you like or what they like. Next step, they'll see if you do what they like. When they don't do what you like, you tell them what you don't like. And it typically identifies their behavior. It's one of those, I don't like this. And then when they continue to do that, then you be like, you know what? I gave you insight on what I like. You don't want to do what I like with me. So since you don't want to do what I like with me, I can't deal with you. I don't have any pictures with him. Not anymore. They made sure, that shit got made sure it got erased. And when I posted that shit on Facebook some years ago of me and him at Books and Breakfast, it was 2 pictures that I had with Corey at Books and Breakfast. One of them was when I gave him my CD and him and Bruce were having whatever fucking issues that him and Bruce were having with competing for pussy. And then the other one was when I had brought, both of the times I brought all the kids with me. But I had on blue and white that first time when I gave him my CD. And that second time I had on a leather jacket. That second time I had on a leather jacket and he had on a brown sweater. I didn't forget about it. I didn't forget about none of that shit. But he don't have no good standards and bearings with my ass now. That was in the building. You betrayed. How the fuck you gonna betray me in the building process? And then get mad that you betrayed me during the building process. That's just like building a house over a sinkhole. And then being like, nah, this house ain't gonna sink. Nah, man, it's not gonna sink. I know it's not gonna sink. But you have documentation of you building this motherfucker over a sinkhole and caution as you are continuously buying materials to build. So, no, just no. And mind you, every time after I post one of these, it be another motherfucker who don't even love themselves enough to put deodorant on. Thinking that they have a romantic chance with me. Not a humanitarian chance, not a chance for guidance, but thinking that they can get some pussy. So yes, I'm definitely gonna be starting calling out. These motherfuckers stink. And they ain't got no money. And they in my fucking face every 5 damn minutes. Doing shit. Thinking that it's supposed to be a good thing. No, I don't find this shit enjoyable. That's not me being mean. Especially when I'm calling this shit out after motherfuckers have been rude as fuck to me. Please remember that. You're being rude, whether it be on the energetic level of you doing the quote unquote stink spell, which makes me now understand why it is the bitch thought it was cute to call me stink. Or it even be about a motherfucker thinking that I'm supposed to provide for them. I have a son, okay? And he takes care of his damn self. I'm not finna bed no motherfucker that I gotta take care of. I've not ever really been that way. Initially, like I said, the motherfuckers, they was taking care of shit. I don't know where they switched that shit up. Probably because they got some pussy that was attached to some money. Hey, in that regard, I can't hate the player. Don't hate the game. I just don't deal with it. I'm not gonna do it. A lot of people were real rude to me. They be throwing their little shots and sneak dissing and shit. And they think I don't catch on to it. It's one of those, okay, is usually my response. And then I'll do whatever I have to do for them. And then what the fuck I need to talk to you for? So you could sneak diss me again? It's okay. Or so you could do some more shit to me? That's okay. I'm good. I'll pass. But yeah, and even in regards to, no, it wasn't a night terror for me. I was actually I woke up crying because I was kind of happy. It felt good. I was like, oh my god, that felt so good. Just whoop his ass. Yeah, and then right after that, it was one of those, yeah, because then right after that, the thought process was, am I going to be able to go to work now? And it's one of those, yeah, I was like, yeah, go ahead. Because that's what was done to me. I don't think y'all, that's the part y'all keep missing. Everything that's being done to others is what they did to me. And they laughed at it. And they thought it was okay. And they talked shit. Do you know how many different conversations it was that I came across on the energetic level with my gifts of Mocha Latte and Tammy Holland talking shit? I heard so many of those. And I was like, you know what? Bitch, you have your instructions. Don't pay them no attention. Do what you're supposed to do. Because you can't control their mouth, but you can control your own actions. But despair and great fortune. All the despair of one having a great fortune. And there being a message of concern of one's bad health. Yeah, the overall essence of one being of bad health or being sick. And then there being the expectation of one being of high honor. Expecting one to be high honor. No, because some of it is going to be about your honor or a person's honor. No, the honor code and the honor system. That's what that's about. Mm-mm-mm. And what constitutes as high honor? Because a person can be of high honor and yeah, and be, as I like to say, between blessings, so to speak. Oh, there you go. But yeah, so there's that portion in the identifiers or the identification. So in short, there a lot of this stuff is going to be about different discussions it is that would have been had in regards to different abortions and miscarriages of health, matters of public health. Some of the matters of public health would be what it is that will be going on with breast cancer awareness. That's one of them. The other one would be with pregnancies. Uh, yeah, pregnancies and abortions. That's that 9-9 portion of it. But pregnancies and abortions, or wish fulfillments, and a discussion of what it is to have a wish fulfilled. And within this incoming essence for the alchemical portion, it'll be about the world that would have been created through communication of one's indecision. Yeah, some of it'll be about how a person wouldn't have been able to make their mind up with something. There's a song, there's a gospel song, right? We hear rappers talk about it all the time. Rappers, country people, country music people. They talk about it all the time. But how you would have made your mind up. My mind's made up and no turning back. Yes, I'm happy because I'm on the right track. I got my mind made up and I'm not going back. In short, it don't matter how many people try to pull a person back. Yeah, you'll be, in short, it will behoove you to get the fuck up out my way. Again, get the fuck up out the way. That'll be the best solution to those situations. Because the reality is I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. I had already made, and the other portion of this is in the world that one wouldn't have created and wouldn't have communicated, the decision it is that would have been made. And that's the concern. It's like, okay, so who is it that it's the whole idea of who is it that would have been chosen, or who is it that would have done this or that. And it's one of those, again, that's not your business. And the reason why I'm not telling is because I know Donald Trump and them attach themselves to him. And a lot, yeah, because the motherfucker was riding down the goddamn highway. Again, I saw all of it. I had to see it. I had to go all across those boundaries because I had to see exactly what was going on and why I was getting the messages I was getting. And at that time, he was the only person that I knew that had that link. Now that I know that and then when I found out it was several people that had those different links, whatever dealings, whether it be crossroad dealings or it be back alley dealings that would have come into place behind it, it still constitutes as a double dealing and a betrayal. So that's something that you got to pay attention to. The other thing, because it'll be the imprint, like I said, it'll only be the imprint of the Fifth Amendment. Part one. Part two, it'll also be the benefits that come with a person asking somebody for help. It's one of, I need your help. Can you help me, please? That reminds me. I know what I just cleared out enough so I could get those instructions. So let's clear this out real quick. But yeah, a lot of the discussions, because it was some stuff that would have been talked about at Music at the Intersection, and nothing changed. Nothing changed. Mocha Latte didn't start inviting me to fucking movies. She didn't invite me to movies or none of that shit. She probably did that AKA magic and shit. While Diamond Divas was doing the Delta shit. Yeah, making sure I see you in a parade. Baby, that is not repayment. Get the fuck out of here. That's you that's you making sure you exalt yourself. That's not you helping me. To no capacity. And I had already asked for help. And you had already rejected helping me. Please remember that. Always remember that. Don't ever forget that portion. Don't forget those portions, ladies and gentlemen. I remember everything. I don't talk about it. I do not talk about it. Because if I talk about it, it's going to knock me off course. Because I'm going to get too angry. That I have to help you disrespectful, ungrateful motherfuckers. I just said I was not gonna call y'all motherfuckers disrespectful, ungrateful, ingrates. In short, I'm already knowing that part of the wisdoms that's gonna come into place with this is don't ask everybody for help and don't help everybody. And the reality is, or don't help, yeah, you can't help everybody. I learned that with the first round of me doing the healing rituals. Heard with you being a healer, you know you already helping everybody. Yeah, I do. That's why I don't have to do nothing extra. I literally did everything on every avenue for everybody already. Because I'm just that damn good. And I'm grateful for it. But what I don't need is for people to be jealous of it. Because or even want to try to take the task because they can barely think past wiping their own ass. Let alone what it is I have to do. And actually be capable of it coming into fruition. In short, you want some people just want too damn much. Spiral Dancer. This is coming through the wisdoms portion. No, because within the Dark Night of the Soul aspect, because y'all keep doing Dark Night of the Souls, and in the Dark Night of the Souls, I wasn't there. It wasn't me. I told y'all, it's the motherfuckers that's right in front of your face. The Bard. Yeah, what this is giving is that a lot of people need to shift and change their perspectives. Alright, so those are influences. That's interesting. We're gonna see what it's about. Overall essence of the Hawk Prince. Spirit communication and paying attention. One, not using their intuition, because this is in the reverse. On the incoming portion, it'll be about the intuitive aspect. On the yeah, because what is like a person trying to deliver a message or delivering a message for something, and it's one of those, okay, it ain't happening. Motherfuckers could say something will go on all day and night long, but that don't mean that it's actually gonna happen that way. And with me being an intuitive already, yeah, it manifests differently. So the eyes of beauty. This is influence or whatever, what have you. So that one, yeah, this is two sides to it, basically. Spiral Dancer. Oh, this is two cards. Okay, and Diamond Dreamer. That's why those three came out. So this is about that whole Libra essence portion of it. Circuitous root and perception. Material wealth, true prosperity. Music, poetry, myth, history, and the enchantment of storytelling in regards to loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. I just heard you think people have to tolerate you cussing them out. You already cussed me out. I'm matching your essence. When I was being sweet and loving and kind and nurturing and just amazing throughout the process, you motherfuckers was whooping my ass. So do I expect for you to tolerate me cussing you the fuck out? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you lost your mind. Some motherfucking word, and you got to find it. And I'm just the person to help you find that bitch by not doing shit for you. Y'all must remember, you thought you were bigger than God. You thought you were bigger than Goddess. You thought you were bigger than the universe. You thought you were bigger than universal law with these situations. So yeah, I can cuss you the fuck out and not get no karma behind it, because I should have been cussing you the fuck out a long time ago. I should have been making you feel like shit the way that you made me feel like shit. Because your energy is fucked up. And I didn't fuck up your essence. You did that. That's the loyalty portion that'll come into place with this, right? Now, because some of this is going to be about omegas. Now, because the song I'm starting to hear is the dog catcher. Do the dog catcher. Do the dog that. So, yeah, so the other portion of it, it'll be about being an Omega Pearl. Yeah, no. Why would you want me initiated into it? Yeah, and that's the other portion. Everybody want me to be initiated into that group after they whoop my ass, after life already whooped my, fuck you. No. Hell no. Just run me my money. Don't grant me access to shit that I already know so you can learn from me. So I could feel, no, I already feel important. I don't need none of the shit it is that you have to feel important. That's what pisses you off. That I don't need what you needed to feel important. I need what you told me you would give me so that you can show that you understand my value and that you really are trying to fix whatever the fuck it is you broke. So it's that part. The other portion of it is the influence of love, the steps of love that none of you completed. Might I add? No, and then ask. Oh, and in the asking portion, it'll be about what did you ask for. If you ask for clarity on why it is I don't fuck with you, you should already know that. I shouldn't have to make a video explaining that. That means you want it to be talked about. Because, that means you're getting some clout from it. That's cool. No problem. Because I know I'm not getting shit out of it. Other than a fucking headache and instructions. The king... Love the king. Yeah, y'all making me have to do extra shit, which is fine. It's okay. I don't mind it. I ain't got you motherfuckers to distract me in 3D. The king, man, authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to law and justice, and how a person would love the justice. Oh, no. Yeah. How all of this is poetic justice in the eyes of beauty. Positive expectations and clarity. Okay? So ultimately, I'll read it all the way through. The circuitous root and perception that comes within material wealth and true prosperity through music, poetry, myth, history, and the enchantment of storytelling, within there being loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love, and the love of man, authority, male sexual energy, and things pertaining to the law and justice, within having positive expectations and clarity. In short, what it is, yeah, the verb love. And it being in the nature, in one's nature, yeah, to not embrace the feminine and not embrace what they feel. Yeah, somebody must have listened to the other one, because if I would have did what I felt, I could have fucked y'all up a whole lot worse than you already getting done. I just was like, you know what, I don't even feel like going through that headache. Yeah, it is too much. And mind you, the coffin nails the actual coffin nail that one of you bitches used, I have it now. I told y'all they bring everything to me. Within one being vigilant, yeah, the incoming of embracing the feminine and being vigilant, and then one being able to stay strong. So in that regard, Yeah, and then we are all connected, right? Not everybody is connected. So it's that portion. Yeah, because this sounds like somebody who would have watched the last reading and then they like, oh, I want clarity on this. I told you what I said. I said what I said. That's that part. The other portion of it is in the event that someone is asking if I'm sick. No, I'm not sick. Or pause. Yes, I am sick. I'm sick of y'all bullshit. I'm sick of y'all shit. Because my shit, I'm taking care of. I ain't got to be sick of it. I, yeah, I'm fairly healthy, but what I don't like is when I can tell when a person is doing something to me or doing some shit, and you know that I know that you're doing it, and you acting like a person. Yeah, you acting like you're getting away with it. Just walking your truth. That's basically what that boils down to. That's the wisdom that comes into place with love. When you love yourself, you make sure you take care of everything it is you need to for yourself, including standing up for yourself. And like I said, you wanted to be a part of the opposing by lying, stealing, cheating, playing a bunch of games, then you're on the opposition. That means you're an oppressor. Just because you do it behind having some fucking letters or whatever letters those are, just because you do it behind that don't mean shit. Nah, cause in the letters aspect, I did used to write Bullock a whole bunch of letters. I did, all while he was locked up. I did. I quote unquote held him down. I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm not doing that shit again, motherfucker. You better be smart enough not to go to jail or do shit that's gonna get your ass locked up. The fuck? You're not gonna put me in that shit again. What's wrong with you people? There's that portion. The other part of it, yeah, because this is me sifting through everybody else's thoughts. Y'all piss me off with that. Making me have to figure your shit out. Why do I have to tell you what you did wrong every 5 damn minutes in order for there to be progress? That's no reminders. You don't need that much of a reminder. Don't nobody need that much of a fucking reminder. You don't. Stop. That's the emotional manipulation that keeps coming into place. That's the emotional manipulation that keeps coming into place. You keep wanting me to remind you of where you went wrong. And that's unfair to me. Because I don't care to keep telling you. Alright. Light and love to y'all. That's the enlightenment on the type of love that has been displayed on a humanitarian scale and for me on an individual scale. Alright. Do with that what you will. Have the day you deserve.